All right, what's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Suman Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy. I'm a flow state specialist, coach, transformation alchemist, and I'm here to help you today to tap into the flow state. Okay, like always, helps you feel your best and perform your best. Today, what we're talking about is a very, very interesting topic. I didn't have time earlier in the day to record a video, but I've decided to give you guys this content today based on actually a conversation that I had with a client quite recently. Okay. And we were discussing around anger and how anger is such a problem for men. Like nobody wants to see a man angry, in a sense, because they don't know the power that it actually possesses. And we've got to learn how to use our anger in a constructive way. However, we haven't been taught in culture to be angry. You see what I mean? How do we handle anger in a healthy way? How do we experience righteous anger? How do we use anger in a constructive way rather than a destructive way, right? I think it comes down to you channeling your rage for productivity, for taking action on something, to not let the hate and the anger go towards yourself, right? And your self criticism, but rather a self compassion. Okay. There is a word I want you to look at: compassionate fury, compassionate ferocity, compassionate anger. Okay. Very, very powerful imagery of the Japanese Fudo Mayo. Okay. Type in Fudomyoo. Okay. Fudo Mayo, and you'll see his image. He has like a twisted smile. Okay. With two teeth going like this. Also, shout out to Ryan G's tattoo that's inspired by Fudomayo, but also various other elements. You know what I mean? But yeah, that symbol. Okay, I first came across that by one of my past clients named Masato from Japan, who revealed that datum to me a while back. So shout out to you, brother, if you're watching. I think that there's a lot of different ways in which we can approach this anger thing. You know, society is scared of men getting angry, and you see these kind of school shootings and MR, men's rights activists, and it just becomes so polarized, so almost like it puts you in a pressure cooker, right? Society puts you in a pressure cooker in situations in order to perform. Now, can you handle the pressure? That's the question, right? Because we aren't meant to feel this weird like thing that we're doing to try to prove ourselves or try to get the next accolade and so forth, that puts us into kind of a fear mode. And oftentimes you'll notice underneath the anger is fear. Okay. Underneath your anger is actually a scared little boy. And you're going to have to confront that. You're going to have to confront that version of you, that inner child healing. Okay. Because anger comes from feeling powerless. Anger comes from your values getting trampled on. Anger comes from this feeling of, I need to be seen, I need to be heard, I need to express myself. And I feel like someone is not listening to me or not respecting me or not allowing me to express my values and so forth, right? And so anger is the byproduct of like injustice or feeling wronged or feeling like you just can't control that situation, right? So anger comes from a sense of control. But once you realize you are actually not in control, there is no controller to this thing, right? Yes, you can set up a sense of control. That's a flow state trigger. But understanding that, letting go, right? Not letting that anger build up like a kind of volcano, but rather giving yourself outlets for that anger so you can use it in order to thrive is going to be optimal. Okay. So that means primal screaming, silent screaming. Okay. Going in the restroom doing this. That means engaging and like, squeezing a towel like this, or, punching the soil, or just punching, like kicking trees and stomping on the grass. We need to get into that primal nature again, that anger, that fury that we feel where we felt wronged or betrayed, or this is not working for us, or we feel hurt by something, right? That triggers that feeling of insecurity and a going inward. So what we're actually experiencing is not anger, but a passive aggressiveness. And this is the dangerous combination for a lot of men who keep themselves silent, who do not express what they're angry about, right? They think that, oh yeah, I'll be fine, I'll just repress it, just hold it back. Okay, no, I won't express this. Okay, hold it in. Okay, all right, okay. That's not a healthy mentality, right? That doesn't mean you have to scream and go overboard and become a drama king. I mean, you have to try to really envision yourself, or drama queen, right? Shout out to the chicas out there. Um, you want to understand that you have a particular set of standards, right? And whenever your standards, you don't meet your own standards or somebody else doesn't meet your standards, you get angry. You see? So it has a sense of control. So start to understand if you have too much energy and it does not have a channel, it does not have an outlet, it's going to bubble up inside and it's going to short circuit. And this is what is called a short fuse. A lot of people use this word, right? Because that electricity, that energy is being almost transferred. And it might not even be your anger. You see what I mean? Someone else might have gotten angry and transferred it on to you. A lot of people experience a heat in the head when they're feeling angry. Why not envision that heat in the head coming down in the body? I haven't considered this, but I just think about it like taking an ice pack and just kind of icing the top of my head, and icing my face, even like just these little actions are like icing around my jaw because the jaw muscles hold a lot of musculature. What you call it in bioenergetics is like a holding pattern. Okay, the holding pattern of anger is in the jaws. It's in this kind of neck area, right? It's in the what do we do when we're angry, right? We kind of get into a fight or flight mode, right? We're just ready to strike. We're ready to pounce, right? And so in that mode, we clench our teeth. We do certain things like furrow our brows, right? There's many different types or styles of things that you'll notice yourself doing when you're experiencing this anger. Now, the magic happens when you can watch the anger. You can watch the angry thoughts in your mind, right? Like if it was a pet or like a spirit guide or like a Dobby the house elf, if you can personify it, if you can externalize it and have that anger speak to you like the movie Inside Out with that, you know, like that Boston speaking guy who's always angry and then, his smoke is coming out of his ears or whatever like that. Hey, I'm sure we know people like that, right? In any sense, we got to understand like this anger thing is going to be so potent, right, of a mixture for you. Because once you start working on this primal sutra path working, right, once you start healing yourself from that anger, okay, one of my clients had a deep-seated, rooted anger, right? A lot of people have deep-rooted anger issues, right, that usually come from childhood and so forth. So doing the inner child work, doing all of this inner work, man, it's going to be powerful for you because you don't know until you know. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people overlook this kind of stuff and they externalize their power towards some other kind of source. You see what I'm saying? Like some other kind of source that will take your power over you rather than figuring out that, okay, I'm doing this internally, right? And so once you get that, I'm the one who's got to take responsibility for my anger. Nobody else is going to do it for me, right? Then you will start to notice that your power levels are coming back. Your Super Saiyan productivity mode is coming back because you're not attached to what that anger means to you. You're using the fuel or the adrenaline to get things done, to put yourself into an active solar plexus activation mode where you're actually taking little tasks and you're maybe delegating certain things and handling the space and the clutter that's piled on top of your mind. Okay. So try this out today. I've been doing this red breath. I recommended it to Ryan G the other day as well. Just inhale, Imagine fire just heating up your internal body, all your organs along the spine as you inhale. And as you exhale, this red fire, this red breath is coming out of your mouth like a dragon. Okay. Very, very powerful, this dragon breath visualization. Try it out in regards to your anger. Okay. It's going to be a very, very powerful visualization that will set things straight for you. Other times, you also got to understand how to balance and synchronize your hemispheres because sometimes you're just too emotional, bro. All right. A lot of people, when they're too angry, they're too sensitive to certain things or they've personalized something, right? So there's a deeper understanding of that reactivity or the trauma response that's taking place. For instance, like a pain body attack, right? Somebody else has that little memory or whatever in that trauma, and you have a similar level of trauma, maybe. It's gonna, as they speak to you, let's say in a tone or a particular way, right? It might trigger that within you, right? And you might be like, whoa, get this away from me. I can't, my nervous system cannot stand this. But once you meditate, once you're able to look at the thought and not attach to it, right? Not get the nervous system to flare up in this emergency mode. But try listening to some things like there's bilateral sounds, right, that help with this as well. 8D music that helps with this as well. Isochronic tones. Okay, this is why, you know, Tesla was saying the secret of the universe is in energy, vibration, and frequency, right? This is exactly what we're talking about here as Flow Jedis, as Primal Sutra, initiates or adepts. By the way, guys, we have the adepts program. We have the Costa Rica event coming up. So definitely, shoot me a message if you are interested in that because we are leveling up. You can already see it. There are amazing things happening and we are about to take over. That's it. That's it. No cap. Okay. On Tao, on God. You've got this. We've got this. Upward Spiral Gang. May we never be the same again. I'll speak to you guys soon. All right.